Welcome to Joint Base Charleston's presentation on separation agreements. This presentation contains material that will prepare you for your initial telephone consultation with one of our attorneys, provide a general overview of separation agreements in South Carolina for military members, as well as answer some of the most frequently asked questions and provide links to helpful resources. Before consulting with a staff attorney, you must watch an informational slideshow on your subject in its entirety. As you watch, remember that this should not be considered legal advice. Military legal assistance attorneys cannot represent you in court. They can only answer questions and provide general legal advice. The separation process can be complicated and time-consuming. Even after speaking with our staff, many members should consider consulting with and possibly hiring a private attorney. Our office does not provide attorney referrals. Finally, this presentation will only cover matters under South Carolina law. If you or your spouse will be moving to another state as part of the separation process, you should consider consulting an attorney from that state. Each state has unique and varied laws. Additional informational presentations on divorce, child custody, and the Landlord-Tenant Act can be found on our YouTube channel at Charleston Base Legal Office. Please note, our office does not provide or draft separation agreements. What is a separation agreement in South Carolina? In South Carolina, a separation agreement is a contract between spouses who choose to live apart while still being legally married. It is also called an order for separate maintenance and support once approved by the court. Separation agreements cover important issues such as dividing assets, child custody, spousal support, living arrangements. Although it is not required by law, having a clear agreement can make the legal process easier if the separation leads to divorce. The key components of separation agreements are division of property. This specifies how marital property and debts, including real estate, bank accounts, and personal property, are divided between the spouses. Spousal support. This provides clear and predictable details regarding alimony payments, including amount, duration, and conditions for modification or termination. Child custody and support. This outlines arrangements for child custody, visitation schedules, and child support payments, with a clear emphasis on prioritizing the welfare of the children. And other provisions. This may include insurance policies, tax considerations, such as filing status and deductions, and future dispute resolution mechanisms. Considerations. When drafting your separation agreement, it is imperative to discuss and iron out all financial details. This includes asset and debt division. Be sure to evaluate both joint and separate assets, including debts accrued during the marriage, to ensure fair and equitable distribution. Alimony arrangements. Determine the amount and duration of spousal support. Consider the length of the marriage and each spouse's financial status. Financial obligations. Specify the responsibilities for all ongoing financial commitments such as mortgages, loans, and credit card payments. And tax considerations. Address all potential tax implications of separation, including filing status and deductions. Just as with finances, it is crucial to outline any and all family matters in as much detail as possible. This includes custody arrangements. Outline legal and physical custody, including living arrangements and parenting time with each parent in terms that focus on the child's best interests. Child support. Make calculations based on state guidelines. These aim to support your child's health, education, and well-being. Healthcare and education. Provide provisions for healthcare coverage, medical expenses, and educational costs to secure the child's future needs. And modification terms. Recognize that situations change and outline the process for adjusting custody or support arrangements accordingly. Enforcements and modifications. Enforcement procedures. Courts can help enforce separation agreements as part of divorce decrees. These agreements are treated like legally binding contracts, so it's important that they meet specific legal standards. Grounds for modification. If your circumstances shift, such as facing financial challenges, moving to a new place, or changes to your children's needs. You can modify these agreements to better suit your situation. Seeking legal help. It's always a good idea to reach out for legal support when you need to enforce or change an agreement. A legal expert can guide you through the process and make it a lot easier to handle. Drafting a separation agreement can be daunting. While navigating through, be sure to avoid these common mistakes. Vague language, using unclear or ambiguous terms, can lead to misinterpretations and disputes. Instead, ensure all provisions and terms are clearly defined. Imbalance in agreement. An agreement heavily in favor of one party can be challenged as unfair or coercive. Strive for equity and fairness. Ignoring future changes. Failing to include terms for potential changes in circumstances can complicate future modifications. Include flexible terms for future adjustments. Lack of legal advice. Entering agreements without legal guidance can lead to unfavorable terms. Always consult with a family law attorney. Helpful links. These links will provide further information and access to checklists, forms, frequently asked questions, and more. We trust this presentation has provided valuable insights into our office's services and addressed common questions about South Carolina law. While not exhaustive, it aims to build a solid foundation for your understanding and help you engage effectively with our attorneys. As you prepare to meet with an attorney, you'll be ready to ask informed questions tailored to your situation. If you have further questions, please explore our additional presentations on South Carolina divorce, child custody, and the Landlord-Tenant Act on our YouTube channel at Charleston-based Legal Office.